Hello, beautiful souls, and welcome back to Heart of a Wife. I am your host, Thatiana Cruz, and today we have a very special episode for you. We're diving into something that I believe that women all over at one point in time ask themselves, am I bitter or does love just feel different? I don't know where you're at in your stage, but no matter if you're single, dating, married, or anywhere in between, we all ask ourselves that question on where we at currently in love. We all felt it, those butterflies in our stomach, that high school type of love at one point in time that felt like anything could go and anything was possible. Now, thinking back how love may look like today, it may look different. What once was exciting, it's now full of red flags and a roller coaster ride that no one wants to hop on because it's no longer fun and enjoyment. I am going to dive deep into this topic with a friend. I've known her for so many years. She is an author, she is a coach, and she created a phenomenal self love activation deck called Reflect and Affirm. My girl is here to drop gems. My Leo sister, Rachele Cine. Welcome in. Before we start, girl, you look beautiful.
Oh, thank you.
Girl,
I
you
appreciate you.
radiating. My Leo queen.
You know how we do, girl.
There comes a point in life where butterflies are no longer impressive, where potential is no longer exciting,
Mm,
and chemistry alone is not enough. I believe that we have reached the stage where love looks so different. So we're starting this episode before the altar. Am I bitter or just love feels different at this point?
hmm.
Girl, I want your opinion on this topic.
Definitely feel you on that. Like, this is the perfect topic to discuss because I've definitely had to ask myself, just like you said, I'm the girl. I've always needed the butterflies and that chemistry to even consider dealing with someone. Unfortunately, in my earliest stage of dating, I wasn't into getting to know the person. I had to feel that feeling as soon as you kind of walked in that, oh, who's that? But now at this stage in my life, no one is giving me that feeling. You know what I mean? Like I can go out and be around all types of people and good looking people, everything well established, and I'm still not getting those butterflies. So I
Mhm.
definitely have asked myself, am I jaded? Am I bitter? So in my own reflection, I've realized that it's not that I'm bitter, I'm actually better.
There you go.
Okay. So it's
Mhm.
not, like you said, butterflies ain't enough to impress me. You looking good, you smelling good, you looking like $1,000,000. That's not it. I mean, I've never been superficial where it's been like, oh, what they're driving or things like that. But I relied on that chemistry, that instant chemistry.
Mhm.
Now we know that chemistry could be toxicity, girl. Like it could just be a
That part.
charismatic person. So I definitely have reached that stage where I had to ask myself, dang, I almost feel like I'm not even interested in being in relationships, to be honest with you. I've been single for a very long time. A very, 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 very long time.
I love how you said chemistry could look like toxicity. I think that a lot of people nowadays are saying it's not butterflies, it's roaches.
I've heard it's not butterflies, it's your nervous system telling you to run.
Mm.
That's what I've heard, not the
It must
roaches
be a
part.
it must be a New York thing.
That's crazy. Not roaches.
Yeah,
Ray.
exactly. Like because a lot of the times we romanticize what chemistry is or those butterflies and having that feeling, thinking that, oh, because I have this feeling, that means it's something.
Right.
Versus, I've had that feeling before and it ended bad.
Yeah.
It led me to compromise so many things of my boundaries, my standards, my morals, my values. I totally got lost in
Oh yeah.
relationships
Oh yeah.
because of butterflies, because of this chemistry. So I think that love changes so rapidly depending on what stage you're in. When I met you 8 years ago,
Yeah.
actually now.
Uh-huh.
What
Did
would
you
you
say 8?
say?
Did you say 8?
Yes, eight.
It's been 8 years?
It's been 8 years, girl.
Oh my gosh. Oh,
How
girl.
time flies.
You met me at a time, honey. You met me at a time where
So
butterflies was playing with me.
there you go. That's why I want to ask you, how did love look like 8 years ago versus now?
Okay. So 8 years ago, love to me looked like, "Oh my gosh, this person is the one. This is my person. I see them in my dreams. They're always covered in my dreams. They're talking to me. Everything I do, there's just something that reminds me of that person. I'm getting all these signs that this person is
Mhm.
the one." Total delulu. Like,
Yes.
total. However, I will say, as delulu as I was, I can look back at it now and see that even in my delulu, I still was in some ways choosing me because I was very delulu, but instead of allowing myself to be taken advantage of,
Mm.
because I'm so far gone in the mental over this person, I made the conscious decision to like sit back, sit with the feeling, observe, research. That's how we found each other.
Yes.
See, what is this? What is this feeling? Why am I feeling this way? And kind of use that energy into creating things in my world.
Mhm.
You know what I'm saying? Because that's when I learned that all that energy that you use, we're going to call it even sexual energy. That's coming from the same place where you create things, especially as a woman, because we're creators. That's
I love that you brought up our delusional side. Cause I say it till now. I'm still delusional. I just tamed her. Back then, I think I agree with you. Everybody was the one. It was like I inserted a new man into the picture
uh-huh.
versus really vetting or seeing is this person qualified for to have a relationship with me. It wasn't about me. It was all about them. It was I
Mm-hmm.
wanted to be chosen.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, pick me, pick me. I had that pick me energy to me. Definitely had rose colored glasses where I thought love was like the Disney princess movies that, I'm going to find my one. We're going to magically fall in love and it's
Right.
going to be happily ever after from there. And life humbles you real quick.
Don't it though? Don't it?
Yes.
Just out here
um,
looking crazy.
insane. Like Beyonce say, crazy in love.
Crazy
Like,
in love. Ugh. And that's another thing. The music industry like plays into that kind of feeling too. So you just
mhm.
think the songs are like, this must be love because this is what the songs are made of, right?
Yes, and you see the music videos. So I'm like, "Oh, my delusional ass is justified." In my mind, that's how it was to the point where I think that at one point I romanticized chaos.
Of course. The ride or die.
Mm,
You riding and dying, girl, for your man. You're gonna take all of it. The
mhm.
superwoman.
And we built well, I think also society played a big part of building that persona of the ride or die. And
Uh-huh.
how does that look like? A lot of women opted in without
Oh yeah.
actually knowing what it's supposed to mean.
I did. I was a member of the club. I was once a member of the club.
Me too, girl.
I was in there, jacket on, everything. I was riding,
And you was proud of it too. I'm
proud
a
of it.
ride or die chick.
That's
Hello.
right. Singing along and all that. I need a ride. Yes, yes, yes,
Deep
yes.
down inside, hurting,
Right.
breaking your own heart because you allowed yourself to continue on choosing and staying and justifying
Mm-hmm.
the mistreatment that was going on. I think that it wasn't until, like, I stepped into the dynamic of, the twin flame dynamic, started reading about, push and pull, and actually learning about the inner child, because it
Right,
was through that vehicle, I learned about, okay, the inner child's wounds and how your inner child pops up, plus the dark night of the soul,
right,
um, and how all of that plays into this portion of young love.
right.
What was your experience with doing the inner child's work for you?
Uh, that was definitely deep for me and much needed, because as we go along in life, we're just going through this thing. We're going through the motions. Um, and yeah, we remember certain things from our past, from our childhood, but not everyone takes the time to sit down and really do the work, make the correlation
Mhm.
on how those things from then are playing in your life now or play into how you made certain decisions. Even when it's not only relationships, just with anything, just how you live your life, the friend groups that you choose to be with, and things like
Yes.
that. So, me taking the time to do that inner healing, that's actually the reward in, it's like God knows, like God, God is funny because God will use the very vehicle that's taking you down to bring you to the light. You know what I'm saying?
Preach, girl,
Right?
preach.
Like God will be like, all right, she a little boy crazy. All right. Like she ain't listening to her mama. She ain't gonna listen to nobody. This girl, she all right, she a lover girl. So I gotta break your heart, all right, so that the light could come through that hole that's about to be
Mhm.
made in that heart. So God will use, in my experience, God had just used those connections to make me go backwards to do the inner healing, to realize the times where what made me feel like I had to overcompensate in a relationship. Oh, it's
Mhm.
because I didn't get the love that I deserved. So every time I got connected with someone, I wanted to give them all this love that I never got. But yet I'm pouring into them.
Mm.
I'm still not getting the love that I never got.
That
I'm emptying
mhm.
myself. So through taking the time to actually do that work and get in touch with my inner child, things came up even with friendship stuff like where in my friendship groups have I played small or I let people get away with certain things that they shouldn't be getting away with at all. Staying connected with people just because of history, people that didn't really deserve to really be with you. But at a time, maybe when you were growing up as a kid, we all had that in crowd type of thing. It's like you get to a point where you're realizing, where did this start from as a
Mhm.
child? And when you decipher all of that, like really take the time to map all that out and even replay scenarios, and that's not always comfortable to replay certain scenarios. It
Yes.
really helps you move differently as an adult.
I fully agree with you. I think that I was part of the bagwagon of the lover girl that God had to, like, you need to hit the floor a couple of times, baby girl, because
Mhm,
you hard headed.
mhm.
But it wasn't until after my marriage,
Okay.
my divorce, that I ended up doing, like, those correlations of the things that I've seen in my marriage. I've seen them before.
Mhm,
And it
mhm.
was back when I was growing up. The
Oh,
same excuses I made for my father in discipline was the same excuse I made for my husband in discipline, quote
mhm.
unquote. Oh, they still love me.
Oh, yeah.
It was me. It wasn't them. I found myself being that little girl again, being
Mhm,
disciplined and knowing that isn't okay,
mhm,
but it was for my benefit. I made those same excuses in my marriage when it happened. I didn't see it again until I started doing that inner child healing, until I started seeing that I developed walls, these coping mechanisms, these patterns within myself
mhm.
that allowed a lot of things to happen, and that it's not only in relationships. You see it across everything in your life,
Oh,
in your
yeah.
friendships, and how you handle money, and
Oh,
how you
yeah.
handle your career, and, like, one thing that affects one part affects all. I really didn't notice until that time that maybe I'm the problem. Maybe like
Lord.
I'm part of this problem that I need
Right.
to solve.
Accountability. Taking accountability.
And also not knowing me. There was relationships that I went in knowing me. I was
Oh yeah.
confident. I wasn't looking for nobody. Bam, found somebody. Whew,
Yeah.
baby. Knocked me off my feet. And then
Mhm.
it was like, who is Tatiana after that? Because I kept on
Exactly.
molding myself
Mhm.
to
Mhm.
whatever they desired that I really didn't know who I was.
But you
So,
know, we both Leos too. I think that loyal heart that because we have the royalty in us. We know who we are. When we're
hmm
single, we're sitting in our throne and we're chilling. But then when we see a prospect, we're like, "Ooh, wait a minute, who's making me step off my throne real quick?" But why I
hmm
got to step off my throne?
there you
Who
go.
told me I had to step off my throne? Why do I feel the need to step off my throne?
hmm
So I'm glad you brought up the thing about your father because that is another thing with me because I did make the correlation. I realized that the majority of the people that I've been attracted to in my life that I've had connections with, my father was a very charismatic man. Very charismatic. He was in the music industry. He was an entrepreneur. Like he was that man. Like like
hmm
like that man, player type of thing. Even though, he was married, he had respect. And
Yeah.
he had that cool demeanor, nonchalant, not really too emotional. He was the cool guy. All of my connections, any man that I've been attracted to has had some kind of flip. They've either been in the industry, they're not emotionally attached like that. They go where the wind blows them. They're into material stuff. Mind you, I don't even like that stuff. Like, I don't like materialistic people, but yet all the men, well, not all, but majority of the men that I've dealt with that I've been attracted to have been very materialistic. They're all about the show.
Yeah.
And I'm like, that's how he was.
Yeah.
So
hmm
that was playing out. Then the fact that I would choose people that were blatantly emotionally unattached, that's from having that abandonment issue. I didn't grow up raised by my dad. Maybe my pride doesn't want me to say this, but in reality, me trying to gain the love of these prospects was probably playing out because of the fact that I was trying to get the love from my father.
That part.
I just transferred the energy.
A lot of people talk about melanated people and having fatherless homes.
Right.
That's one aspect to it. But I also believe that even with the father in the home,
Mhm.
um, based off of maybe where they're at, you also get the same results.
Oh, yeah.
So something has to give, meaning in the sense of you're getting that one-sided view of parenting. You can't speak. Nothing that happens in this house, it has to stay in this house. Being disciplined. Don't do as I do.
Mhm.
Do better.
Exactly.
But there's no leadership in the household to navigate what does that actually look like.
Mhm.
I mean, my father was in my home, but he was very disciplinary. He thought that respect was not even earned, it was given.
Mhm.
That's how he operated, that even though he was doing wrong, since he was the man of the house and he paid the bills, that's
Mhm.
all his responsibilities lie. He didn't have any emotional
Okay.
availability for
Okay.
his children.
Mm.
So in me, when it came to love, I found emotionally unavailable men. Really.
Mhm.
Um,
That makes
just
sense.
like you, it resonated with what I've been trying to have when my father was alive.
Okay.
Until I didn't notice the pattern and I said, "You know what? We breaking this cycle."
Mhm. There you go.
Um, and intentionally wanting to break the cycle.
Mhm.
Um, then things didn't start shifting for me when it came to relationships.
And that's the thing. Once you know, you can't unknow. So you have the responsibility. You know how they say, know better, do better. And guess what? There are a lot of people that will know and still keep on moving on. But
Yes.
it's a certain type of person like you and I that'll be like, it's
Hold
going
up.
to matter. the intuition, the spirit is going to be like, you doing it again. You're doing it
Mhm.
again. And we're not going to be able to sit with ourselves.
You've been down this road, girl.
And that's what was happening to me. It's not even about a red flag or a green flag. It really is my spirit, nagging voice. It's a nagging feeling. It's me versus me right now. It's the new
Yes.
level of me versus the old version of me. You didn't
Mhm.
get anywhere with the old version. So why would you continue doing that? It just doesn't feel right. Like I told somebody the other day, I said, it's not even my brain making a strategy. It's my whole aura, my whole body, everything just shuts down. Once it feels like anything from before, everything just like, you know how you set the alarm for a car? It's like
Yes.
protected by Viper, stand back. Like it's just done right there.
We're so complex and there's a lot of different moving parts within us
Uh,
that especially when you're an overthinker. So when
right?
you're an overthinker, it's like 10 times more
Yes.
because, like you said, you shut down when you start seeing the signs, but you feel like your intuition is kicking in, your spirits are saying, wait a minute,
We
pay
know
attention
this.
to this or
We know
whatever
this
the case
feeling.
is. But sometimes for some people, that's fear based
Right. Hmm.
versus lesson learned. Because if you truly trust yourself in saying that I have acquired the lessons, I have applied it
Right.
to a point where I would not get myself into the same situation as before,
Hmm.
then it might be different. I just move differently. I
Hmm.
respond different to things versus there's some women that say, "Oh, I've seen the red flags. I've been
Right.
here before, and out of fear of hurt, rejection, abandonment, whatever the case is, I'm just gonna not talk to you, and I could
Right.
ghost you right away."
Well, I'm on the borderline. I'm on the borderline. It depends on the situation. It depends on the situation, to be honest with you. It
Because
doesn't. Go ahead.
I believe that triggers help just shine a light on the things that you still need to heal. It could be the same scenario of, let's say, your father, but a different aspect, and you being triggered by it. But a lot of people be like, I don't want to be triggered. Hold on.
Right. Right. Right.
And
Right.
they run from even the blessing of the lesson that trigger is supposed to highlight at that moment.
I definitely see what you're saying. My personal stance. That's why I said I'm probably on the borderline. Because I promise you, there's just a certain feeling. Sometimes I'll be like, no, this not even worth me exploring past this. You have to know what your limit is. And I totally get what you're saying in regards to could it be fear based? And I ask myself those questions too, because I'm a very reflective person. I don't go into any situation with a list. I give everyone free reign to show me who they are.
Hmm.
I don't make it so restrictive for people.
Yeah.
So that's why when something does alarm me, there might be an instant where I might totally cut it off. I'm like, you too grown for this because you really have to have the patience. And I'm going to be honest with you. That's why I told you, I don't even know if I'm into relationships right now because I'm noticing that I don't really have the patience for people. There's just certain things. There's certain situations where I feel people deserve to be ghosted because who are you playing with like that? Right? You know
Not
what I mean?
exactly. Not I, sir.
Not I. And I might very well be the person that was put into your existence to teach you a lesson not to play with people like that. So I'm not going to take that lesson away from you. I will
Hmm.
very well cut you off. Yeah. But there have been other instances where I have said to people, yeah, this right here, that doesn't work for me. Or, giving them an opportunity, bring it back up a little bit. And it's not even in you have to do this or else. It's never an ultimatum. If you want to continue with me, this is kind of the thing that I require. It's not even a negotiable. If the person doesn't do it, then okay, it's not a bitterness. This is not a fit because I'm not going to compromise this particular thing.
Mm.
So that's why I say I'm on the borderline because Yeah, sometimes it can be a little, I will just ghost you. It's not out of fear, it's because I'm not gonna waste my time.
There you go.
I'm not even
I
gonna explain to you what you did because if you didn't realize what you did, then I already know what I need to know. So, yeah, there's always, 2 things can be true.
Yes, I think that is true that two things can be true. That a lot of people hold too much expectations of others. I
Yeah.
say this all the time. I don't expect nothing from nobody. If
Mhm.
one thing my parents taught me is not to expect anything, because if they couldn't do it right, baby, it's hard to find people that's gonna do it right. If my own parents were struggling
Right.
with the best they could at the
Yes.
moment. So for
Uh-huh.
me to have these expectations of others is like leading me to disappointment. You show me who you are and I decide where you fit in my life.
There you.
That's where it's at. So I understand with there's some people that you just have to cut them off immediately.
Mhm.
And then there's others that you be like, okay, we could talk about this. Your willingness to, I'm not gonna say opt in, but your willingness to evaluate how much I mean to you
Right.
enough that you're gonna meet me halfway in certain things.
Mhm.
Then that's a whole different playing field. But you brought up bitterness. I think that a lot of the times we don't have the conversation of how does bitterness actually look for us. And I've seen it all the time. So especially on social
Social
media
media.
where they're promoting that love isn't worth it, that
Right.
marriage isn't worth it, that all men, all women act a certain way, and they make these things absolute
Mhm.
instead of I've had experiences in my life that wasn't that great. That's okay because not everybody is no good.
Right.
But they're promoting this like protect yourself at all costs. Like don't go back into the dating fields.
Yeah.
Don't do online dating. Like the pool is shitty. You don't
Yeah,
want
I
to be
know.
there.
Just tipping the.
That is like, okay, so then what's the other option? Staying single forever?
So here I am on the borderline. So I don't promote the man hating, the women bashing thing. I do not like that. I'm actually very saddened by that. I said that one time on my thread. I'm very saddened at this man versus women generation. But I'm also very vocal about being okay not dating. But it can't be okay with not dating because you don't believe in love and you don't believe in relationships. Talking from my own self, I'm okay without dating because I'm okay without dating. I genuinely reached a stage in my life which I never would have thought. Like, there's not been a year, like all of my adolescence to like up into my 40s where I didn't have a crush on at least somebody, anybody, but literally dry and not even thirsty for it. No desire. I say it's okay. That's when I thought I was like, damn, am I bitter? Because I don't even feel like
I
I
don't
want
even want.
to give anybody a shot. But I realized it's because I spent so much time with myself. I actually like my own company and
There
I'm
you go.
actually having fun. I'm very happy doing whatever I want and really pouring all the love that I poured into everyone else into me. Learning all these different levels of Rochelle. Well, actually being reintroduced to levels of Rochelle, but then learning all these other aspects. So I've kind of become a little defensive on letting someone because it's like, who sent you? What are you coming to do? So I'm not bitter, a little protective.
I agree with you. And I think that there's a big difference that, especially when, like me, that I put myself on the shelf for so long, that peace has become
Oh,
invaluable.
we love peace.
Yes.
Peace
And
in the
that for
practice.
someone else to interrupt my peace
My
at
God.
this time after I built this, it's personal for me.
That
I had to crawl out of the trenches sometimes.
baby.
It wasn't even walking, it was fully bleeding
Whew.
out of the deep holes that I had to navigate through. I had to sit here and really accept not only the good side of me, but the bad parts of me
There you go.
too.
Mhm.
Reflect on how the bad parts that I've been avoiding for years is also a part of me. She just has her own story to tell.
There you go.
and it was a rough one.
Uh-huh. Mhm.
But that doesn't make her bad. It makes her
Exact experienced.
experienced, guarded. She's the one that protects me because she knows.
There you go. Yes.
And to finally get to that place where I'm in balance, you do look at people like, what you came here to do, like you said.
What you doing? What you came here with? What who sent you? I've even come to a place because I've been able to sit with myself for so long. I'm in an observer seat. I can see other people in relationships or marriages, and I'm just looking like, oh no, that couldn't be me. It hasn't made me bitter, but the better aspect because it's given me time to make better decisions. What I noticed is this is no judgment on anyone, right? This is coming from a woman who's never been married, who's never lived with anybody that she's been in a relationship with. So all I know is actually how to be by myself. The only
Mhm.
person I've ever lived with, obviously, is my mom and my son. So I know how to be in my own energy. I
Yeah.
control every aspect of my life. And now my child is now an adult child. So I don't even have to cater to that person. So I'm in a whole nother level of freedom right now.
Oh yes, I
Okay.
believe it.
Okay. I'm not
I've been
under
thinking about that level.
right. I'm not under parental supervision and I'm not having to parent for real. I can get up and go as I want to. So
You
this would have been the prime time to be dating and running them up. Girl, no, I'm like retired. I'm retired from the game because I started so early. I started so early that I'm just like, again, not bitter, but like, I'm not really interested because I've kind of become a little bit more selfish with my time because of, like you stated, that piece it actually becomes addictive. I've had instances where, because I'm not used to jonesing on the phone all night, I'm not used to the check ins on the phone. I'm just not used to it. I spend a lot of time being single. I go into these connections stating this so that I'm transparent about where I'm coming from. And I've had situations where guys will think I'm doing something. Now, mind you, I've never cheated a day in my life on it. Girl, I haven't even cheated on a crush. Okay. Like if I'm crushing on someone, they don't even
That's
know
it,
I'm
you
crushing on
hooked.
them.
That's it.
I don't, no one has my eyes, my mind, nothing. Like I want that one, right?
That's the only one I want.
That's the only one I want. And I've,
Laser focus.
girl, and I've never been good at dating multiple people because I always say, I don't have the mental capacity to talk to several people at the same time. I just can't do it. It takes a lot.
Yeah.
And so I've had situations where guys will think that I'm doing things because I'm so nonchalant or I'm not calling them to check up what they're doing or I might be good. Hey, I gotta go watch my show. I'm gonna hit you back. Like they're looking at me because these are men that are used to women fawning over them. Or, where were you? Just the codependency type of thing.
Mhm.
So I'm labeled like I'm doing something because I'm so good at being in my own peace.
I love that you've bring it here because I was going to ask you, does certain standards of yours be misconstrued as bitterness for other people? Like, oh, you're too picky, you're too this, you're too that. Versus like, no, I'm not sitting here and saying that I don't want to date because obviously I'm dating
Right.
for a reason. I'm not trying to shield myself from it, but how it looks like now is different.
Yes.
I don't honestly got time to be on the phone 24/7. If you're on the phone 24/7, then baby, you ain't busy enough.
Duh. Okay.
Now, if we're having meaningful conversations that
Right.
last like 3, 4 hours, I get that because it's like intense, meaningful conversation.
I
But to
love
have
that too.
pointless conversations,
Yeah.
hey, how
Listening to air. We're just on the phone, just so you know that you're the only one I'm talking to. You just want me on the phone. And this is not. We are not in the seventh grade. Like,
that part.
like
like,
I'm a whole
I
grown
don't
woman.
I got things to do.
And even if I don't have things to do, right? Like I want to be by myself for a second. I want to sleep. I like to sleep. my dream world is lit. I love to travel in my dreams.
Yeah.
No one has ever called me bitter. No one has ever called me bitter. Someone told me that I'm not good at relationships because it seems like I make people feel like they're disposable. Because let's say, for instance, I'm sick, I don't feel well. At the time, the person that I was in a relationship with, they said that instead of saying, "Oh, I'm sick, can you bring me some soup," to make them feel like some value, I'll just, I'm not feeling well. I'm gonna just go lay down, like handle myself.
Mhm.
I'm not used to having to have someone else take care of me. Now, would that be nice? Yes, that would be
And it
nice.
would be nice if they opt into it themselves.
If
Like,
you just
I don't have to why should I have to ask you?
you, why
That
not?
defeats the purpose. Be like, "Honey, I sent you over some medicine."
So I'm not crazy, right? I'm not crazy
No.
because like I am not the kind of person that likes to be needy. Okay, I'm good at nurturing, but for
Mhm.
some reason, I struggle with having to need. And so I'm more than likely not going to ask you to do something. But if you know that there's a need, you know what's going to make me feel real good? That you just stepped in and did it.
Exactly that part. And I
And
think
that
that
is
a
one
lot
of
of
the
men
biggest things for me that I look for in any connection. And that has been what has determined a lot of things and who gets to share space with me in these most current years. Anytime I feel like you just sat there and watched me struggle and you waiting for me to say something, oh, baby, if I did it by myself, then know and believe I don't need you. I don't need you.
I think even my last relationship, I had told him, "Listen, I understand you're my boyfriend, but I need a husband.
Wow.
So can you activate the husband in you? Can you activate that person that I don't have to ask, that you
Wow.
could sit here and show? Because I'm not sitting here part-time in it. I'm not your girlfriend. I'm doing wifely things with
Mm,
you. So can you show up in the same manner and activate that man in you and that husband that starts thinking differently? Because all you
uh-huh.
need to do is activate him.
Right.
Once you activate him, you're gonna start seeing the world different.
That's
You're gonna
true.
be more considerate and stuff like that versus just being a standard man.
Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
Now, if you wanna
Mhm.
be a boyfriend level person, understand you're gonna have a girlfriend level experience with me,
How about that?
if
Mhm.
any. Because at
Exactly.
this point in my life, I cannot sit here and play the same games that I was playing at 20.
There you go.
It doesn't look the same.
Uh-huh.
Again, it goes back to the beginning where butterflies don't mean nothing. Chemistry, hee hee ha ha ha. Yes, I want to laugh
Of
and I want
course.
to enjoy my time with you, but
That's
that's not the
part of
end
it.
all be all.
That's just one aspect of it. That's just one
Mhm.
aspect of it. I'm glad you mentioned the whole playing the role as a wife thing. Now here's my thing. That's another thing in this stage of my life. And that's X'd a lot of people off. And that's fine with me because of the fact that I feel like in this day and age, the majority of women, we go into these relationships and we do these wifely duties just as sometimes not even as a girlfriend, just as a prospect because you're auditioning for a role.
That
It's
part.
like you're coming in auditioning because you want that to be your husband. Like have already said you want to be with this person. So now you're trying to show this person all the reasons why they should choose you. I'm at this stage. There's no way you're gonna get me to do any wifely duty. No, I'm so serious, and it is so real. The icing on the cake is I'm not a woman. This is where we might, separate. I'm not a woman where marriage is the end goal for me. So that
Yeah.
even makes the bar even higher because that's not a goal for me. If it
Right.
happens, it happens. But for Rochelle, that's not my final goal. Happiness is my goal
There you
because
go.
my
Joy.
biggest fear is to be stuck with the wrong person.
Yeah.
So because of that, once I sat with that I love peace so much. I found so much happiness and peace with being with Rochelle Marriage is not a goal for me. I could take it or leave. Relationship is not a goal for me. That doesn't make me bitter. That just makes me
Mhm.
good with myself. I could run free and do whatever I want and never have to worry about somebody else. Now, if the right person connects with me, the right person that's worth me considering, and then we take
Yes.
it from there. But doing wifely duties for someone who hasn't even really set intentions and moved with those intentions, yeah, you won't catch that in 2026 and beyond.
I understand you, and I love that for you, and I love that you bring that up because there are gonna be a lot of women that might not desire marriage,
Mhm.
and that's okay because I feel like you broke your own glass ceiling. You broke the mold of this, "Oh, you have to do it this way. You have to go to school. You have to get married, have kids, and all this other stuff." It was so pre-programmed in us
Right.
that we thought that that was the end all be all. And a lot
Exactly.
of women in situations where they are depressed, where they are having anxiety attacks
Mhm.
and all that, it's because they desire marriage so much so, and they cannot obtain it, or
Yeah,
it doesn't look like whatever they fantasize it
exactly.
would be, that it ruins kind of the quality of life for us women.
Mhm.
So I fully understand that, although I'm a woman that, of course, I desire marriage
Yeah,
again. I see the value in covenant and marriage, but again, like you, it ain't the end all be all
it's
for
not.
me.
Uh-uh. Uh.
One thing I would say is that I operate as my authentic self in all areas.
Mhm.
Versus a lot of people perform in all areas. So I think that's where we're the same in this, even though we're in different experiences, we're
Mhm.
still the same of I am free on
Mhm.
my own.
There
I
you go.
am operating as me. And if a man sees the value and says, I'm going to obtain it, and it's a good man, in the sense of he's going to do what he needs to do to lead, to provide, to
Maintain the connection.
sustain
Mhm.
his woman how it
Mhm.
properly should, hey, we welcome it with open arms.
Absolutely.
But if you don't come here creating havoc, I'd rather be alone. I can do
Baby,
bad all by myself, baby.
baby. Because alone is nice. Alone ain't lonely, baby. Alone is not lonely
That
at all.
part.
I be dancing around my apartment. I be doing all types of stuff. I'm excited about life, honey.
I know.
And if I want to stay in bed all day and do nothing, I can do that too. So
You
I
know,
don't.
I,
I don't know if you've had this experience, but when I was growing up, there would be older ladies. You'd be like, "Oh, Miss Pam, I saw you with your boyfriend," and she'll be like, "That's not my boyfriend. That's just my friend." I'm like, "Now I understand. I
yes.
understand because I'm good with a good companion. To be honest with you, a good
Mm,
companion. We go out on dates, cool, whatever, blah blah blah. It's all good. That's the stage I'm at. Again, that's me right now. If I meet
yes.
someone that we really,
Mm-hmm.
really vibe. That we're like on the wavelength. Like I can see myself doing some things. Then we can explore. I'm open to exploring. I'm not closed off to love. I'm not closed off to marriage. I'm closed off to bullshit. I'm
There you
closed off
go.
to wasting my time. I'm closed off to you taking advantage of me. I'm closed off to you wasting my sexual energy. Yeah, I'm very closed off to that. So yeah,
And
I'm definitely not bitter. I'm not going to let anyone stop me from enjoying. We only get this one go round of this session, and ain't nobody gonna stop me. I'm gonna learn all my lessons that I came here to learn, but I'm gonna play
yes.
like crazy because you know, Leo's we about play. We
Mhm.
like to play. We're about the theatrics, the love, romance, all of that. Like I'm gonna enjoy myself in this
So
lifetime.
I do have a game for you.
Ah, game! What is the game? Oh my gosh.
So quick, I'm gonna shoot you a question or a statement, and you give a quick agree or disagree.
Do that. I could do that.
So you ready for the hot seat? No, stop. So settling is more dangerous than waiting.
Agree fully.
Hmm. Peace is more attractive than butterflies.
Absolutely.
Chemistry can be a distraction. Agree or disagree?
Chemistry can be a distraction. It can be a beautiful distraction. But yeah, it can be a distraction. It can be a nice one, but it is.
Some people may call you bitter because they benefit from your lack of boundaries.
I would agree. They won't call it to me. They won't call me in my face, but but I'm pretty sure they might think.
If the right person comes along that is your dream person, do you see yourself ever having those butterflies again?
Uh, yeah, but will I let the butterflies rule me? No. I hope I get some kind of butterfly because I'm a little concerned. I'm actually a little
Hopefully you don't
concerned,
get roaches, we
right?
ain't promoting that.
Listen, I'm actually a little concerned that nobody's making me feel anything.
I get it.
I'm a little concerned, like, because I want to feel something. It's just now I just won't let that run me. It won't be the
Mhm.
deciding factor, but if someone gives me butterflies, like, wait, what was the whole question? Well,
If you find your perfect person
oh yeah, if I'm on
and do you feel like he'll give you butterflies again?
Damn. See, I don't know because God is tricky because God will bring the perfect person and that person won't give me the butterflies at first sight, you know? Gee. Oh, that's a tricky one, Tati. That's a little tricky.
Good. All right. Love looks different at this season.
Absolutely. All the
All
way.
right. That's the last question. We end all segments with a whisper and wisdom moments where we take the whispers of our minds and hearts and created a wisdom moment for everyone else. I know that you just stated that love looks different.
Mhm,
And at some point, we all go through that where love is not the same.
mhm.
So, have your definition of love changed in how you view it, how you experience it, and how you attract it to your life?
Has it changed? Absolutely. Oh, 1000% has changed. I now look for reciprocity. I look for things to be a healthy connection.
Mhm.
Even my type is not considered what I want because my type hasn't been the best for me. It's 1000% different. Yeah.
And for the woman that is struggling, thinking that she might be bitter
Mhm.
based off of her life experience, what would you tell her?
To do the reflection work to see if you're really bitter or if you've just grown into a phase where you want better for yourself. And it's okay to be alone and never, never feel that you have to morph into someone else or something else in order to get a partner because it's the end all be all. Because what's meant for you will align with you. It will just align with you when it's the right time.
I love that wisdom.
Yes,
So
ma'am.
before we leave, can you let us know where we could contact you in the sense if we want to get to know more of what you're doing? I did mention that you was an author, that you created the self love
Love active.
activation.
Yes.
So where could we find that?
So you can find me on Instagram at Rachele, spelled the way it is on the screen, Rachele_Cine, just like it is on the screen. You can find me on TikTok, DLE Coaching, and then I do have my own website, www.dlecoaching.com.
Thank you so much for being here. Thank you for
My
spreading the
pleasure.
gems.
I have fun. Thank you for
For
having me.
being my soul sister for 8 years, girl, we need to celebrate.
I can't believe it's been 8 years. That's crazy work.
Yes. And the
That's
crazy part is that we have yet to see each other in person,
right, right. So the
you
beauty
know?
of the Delulu world is at least it brought us together.
Before you go, if you enjoyed today's episode, make sure to follow, subscribe, and leave a review. It helps us reach more women on their journey. Share this episode with a friend, and let's stay connected on social media at Heart of a Wife. Align with love, or my personal one, Tati's underscore world. That's TATIZ underscore world. Remember, the goal isn't just to find love, it's to become the woman who can sustain it. Until next time, keep aligning with love at every stage.